Okay, there we go. So to start off, anything in yoga, you start off with any kind of forward bend. So for the beginning of yoga, a great easy forward bend to do for the low back is child's pose. And that's this one where you bring the arms forward and you just get the palms way forward, spread the fingers, exhale, pull back, and release the forehead to the floor. So you completely let go. You can slide your shoulder blades down your back. Yeah, lovely. Releasing the forehead. And when you exhale, just pull the abdominal wall in. And then when you breathe in, you'll feel your abs press against your legs, or your body will press against your legs. And then you can come on up to all fours. Now with your hands right underneath your shoulders, just come into tabletop position. Yeah, great. And your hips are directly over your knees. And then just do a little swish of the tailbone around so you're opening up through the outsides of the hips. And this will help with that area that gets really tight in the outside hips. That's just my knees cracking. Floorboards. And then come on in the other direction. And you keep the elbows soft, and all the weight goes through the palms into the floor, so you're not holding out through the shoulders. And then you can take the left arm across, tuck the toes under to stretch the feet, and then exhale down onto the right elbow and release the forehead to the forearm. Breathe in and out through the nose. Pull in strongly through your core, so you get a nice long spine there. And then breathe in and come on back up to all fours. And then draw that right arm across. And then exhale back. Pull back through the core. Release the forehead to the forearm. Great. Come on in. Just grab onto this mat right here. And completely release. And then come on up to all fours. Okay. Now, you can tuck the toes under and do one more child's pose. So you're keeping the stretch through the feet and you're pulling your rib cage back. Release the forehead to the floor. And one more breath. So the breathing is always in and out through the nose. And then you breathe in, draw all the way back up to all fours. Hands are underneath the shoulders. And now just point the toes and come into cat stretch. So cat stretch is the shoulders slide down. You breathe in, gaze up, lift the eyes. The back arcs. And then you exhale, round your spine, and you let the head dangle completely. And it feels as if you're pressing your palms through the floor. And then you breathe in, gaze up, lift the eyes, arcing the back, the shoulders are down, keep them released. And then exhale, round the spine, pressing the tops of the feet into the floor. Lovely. And then breathing in again, gazing up, slide the shoulder blades down, arc the back, lift the core, lift the eyes, and then exhale and round. And let's do one more. Breathe in, gaze up, lift the eyes. Exhale and round, lifting. Okay, so good. And then come on back, and now just come into a mushed child's pose, like really pull in through the core. And then exhale, let the palms come back. You're getting great compression here in through the GI tract, and also in through the diaphragm and the whole core. And you totally release. And feel the scalp relax and the shoulders fall forward. And you can pull the core in when you exhale. 2 more breaths. Okay, so good. And then in your next in-breath, just come on all the way back up to all fours. Okay, in your all fours position, let's take the left hand right to the middle, right under the chest, and then bring the right arm up, turn, pushing to the floor as you twist, opening the ribs. And then you come on down to the right arm, press into that palm, breathe in, lift, opening the chest. And then this time, come up once again. You're going to open, keep the shoulder back and down. And then you're going to dive under. So bring that right arm across, and you come on right onto the outside of the right shoulder. And you can bring the left arm up for a spinal twist. And you keep the chin in so the neck stays long. Breathing, breathing. That's it. It's open through the chest. Feels really, really good through the chest muscle that inserts right into the shoulder. And then you can let that arm come down. And then from there, where's that? We're doing this. Yep. Bring the right arm, nope. Bring the left arm up, I think. Yep, left arm up. Opening through the chest. And then you're gonna, is that true? Slide under and come over onto your left cheek. Yep. And down. And then you can draw that right arm up and open through the chest, rib cage. Keeping the shoulder blades sliding down the back so the chest stays open. Breathing. And then just come on down. And lifting into all fours once again. And then you can sit back on your heels and just coming into a kneeling position. So this is a natural pose. It's really good for digestion. I've probably mentioned that a number of times. And you can also stretch your feet and tuck your toes under, and then that gives a really good stretching through the arches and in through the fascia of your feet, making sure that you can tolerate it. I actually knew a guy who could do this. How did he do it? Actually, he could roll over on his toes and balance on his toes, but we're not going to do that tonight. Many years of practice. We'll bring the right arm up and then the left arm under for eagle. And then just wrapping. Take an in-breath lift and then exhale and lower. Beautiful. In-breath and lift. That's it. And lower. Excellent. In-breath and lower. Okay, great. And then just bring your arms out. Open the chest. Just lift the rib cage. And then you can draw that left arm on top. Wrapping. In-breath up. And then exhale, lower. Great. In-breath up. Excellent. And exhale, lower. Okay, lovely. In-breath up. And exhale, lower. Okay, that's good. Breathe in, up. And exhale, lower. Have a real sense of inner awareness, so like you're just listening enough, but you're really inside. And then interlace the fingers. Just lift the chest, and you can send your wrists high here. So you're getting a fantastic opening up in through your shoulders. So you really lift, and then just bring the hands down. Now we'll bring the legs straight in front. So you're going to reach out through the heels and come onto the very back of your bum bones. I'm just walking back, you don't have to. Just to get that opening right through the hips. And then you can have the balls of the feet together and the heels are apart, and that will help to open the hips. Yeah, that's it, Kate. And just pulling back from the toes. Now take an in-breath, lift from the rib cage. So you're going to draw right up from the spine, and then exhale and fold forward. Forward bend over the legs. Now, forward bend is the basis of all the poses. Like if you work on forward bend and it gets good, everything else gets better. And I used to feel that if you did a forward bend strongly first thing in the morning, nothing worse can happen to you for the rest of the day. So you're really attempting to lift from here so you can get the low back. And actually take your hands and take the heels of the hands and do that lift up of the back. And then you'll feel you rise through the rib cage a little more. You're getting as much space as you can in between the ribs and the hips, so you're trying not to collapse, but get that space. And then you really come forward. Yeah, that's great. Kate, can you pull the toes back a little more? Yeah, that's good. It's worth it. You'll get them. Yeah. And then gently release. Okay. Now you can take the hands behind and then bend the knees. The feet are not together, but they're just a bit apart. And I'll demonstrate. You don't need to come up. You could do just a lift like this, but it does feel great through the back. You lift through the hips. The gaze is to the ceiling, and the shoulders spin in, and you press the hips out. And the shoulders relax, so you're not pushing up, and they spin in. It's like an armless hug. Yeah.
Or you can stay down. Yeah, what do you think? Yeah, good. And you're just pressing down, Kate, on the balls of the feet, and then you'll get the arch side. Yep. And then the tailbone comes out. That's it. That's it. Press again the insides of the feet. Yep. That's it. It's really easy to roll out. So if you can stay on the insides of the feet, you too, Margie. That's it. That's it. And then gently release. Okay, that's good. And now bringing the left leg out, draw the right heel in and bring the right heel onto the inside of the foot. So I'm going to switch to have a mirror for you guys. So you're going to draw the heel in. Now attempt to square the hips as much as you can so you're right out over the leg. And then you pull back through the baby toe side. Take an in-breath, lift from your spine, and then exhale and fold. Okay, that's good. How are you guys doing? Good. Yeah. How's this feel? Good. Okay, good. And everything happy through the knee? Everything's okay here? Okay, that's good. Perfect. Perfect. Good. And you're actually pressing that foot into the thigh because that'll help to rotate out through the knee. And then you exhale, you reach out, pull back from the toes as you extend as far as you can be. And then breathe in and lift. And now you can take that left leg out to the side and pull this heel in pretty tight. And then reach across the body and extend right out over that leg and pull back from the toes. And you lift from the rib cage. And now you bring the arm up and out. And you come right out from the side. And you can keep that hip dropped. And then just reach and extend. Yeah, that's it, Kate. Good. Ashley, you can bring your leg out further. Yeah, that's it. You see, get really out from there. Yeah, that's better. No slacking. That's it. And then just exhale. You can draw that arm across so you get that lift right out from the base of the spine. Really lifting from here. And then come back again. Let this arm drop down so your shoulder drops. And you're lifting from the ribs again. And then extend this arm up and out and over. Opening through the chest. Yeah, that's great. That's great. And then you can come up. Now take this knee and you can use your hand to balance. Press the knee under. Extend this leg out so we're coming into side plank. You're lifting your rib cage, opening the chest, and you're pressing this foot down for balance. Okay? Yeah, and you can get your foot right on the mat. That's it. That's it, Kate. So you're bringing that. Yep, that's it. Good. You're stacking the rib cage. You're gazing up to the ceiling and you're keeping the chin in so the neck stays long. Beautiful. Then bring the arm in line with the ear. Whoa! So you grow and lengthen right out from the waist. Good. That extended leg, you're pressing that foot down. And then you can windmill the arm down. Release all the way to the floor. And then let's take, let's actually bring the leg across. So we're going to come into spinal twist like this today. So you can take your underside heel out and then draw this leg in. Really use your body to draw in. And then getting the arm across. And it's always the opposite arm as the leg. Perfect. And then you windmill the arm behind. So we've got the right leg in front. Sorry, your left leg. And the left arm is behind as you lift from the rib cage. Beautiful. Okay, so you feel yourself lift from the bottom of the spine. Feel the crown of the head reaching to the ceiling. This is wonderful for the bone. Really get that bone dropped as you rotate. Okay, that's good. And then coming back. And now you can bring this leg up and out. And you know what? Let's just bring the foot right on top of the thigh. So you can work on opening in through this hip. So you're lifting from the rib cage. Hopefully you guys will remember this order when we get to the other side. God knows I won't. and also, just notice, to be really fantastic for the knee, you try to pull the toes back so that you're not sickling the ankle in like this. So you keep the toes back. That keeps the alignment in through the outside of the knee joint. And that's just brilliant to keep the, eventually you will relax to get the knee to drop more, But at this point, you want to work more on the hip than on the knee. Actually, you always want to work on the hip and not the knee. Yeah, okay. And then you can extend that leg out. And then switching legs, so you're bringing your right leg out, draw your left heel in, and then press that heel against the inside of the thigh. Pull back from the toes, exhale, and extend right out over that leg. Pull back from the baby toe side and lift from the rib cage. The shoulders are free. Brilliant. Feeling that lift from the spine. Extend out. Good. Come up from the low back as you reach out. Keeping the toes pulling back and the heel reaching forward. That's it. That's good. Getting in through the side of the low back a bit more with the leg bent. And then you come back up. Now you can take that leg to the outside. Draw your heel in nice and close. And then lift over, come across the body. And here again, lift from the bottom of the spine. Pull the toes back. Good, so you want to feel the line opening strongly through the kidney meridian right back in here. And you keep lifting from the side waist. As soon as you finish your exhale, come into your inhale. And the core is like a half a giggle. So it's like a that you're pulling up, and this stabilizes you right from the front. And you get more lift from the spine, more space in the breath. And then you can turn and then bring your top arm out. Lift and lengthen from the rib cage. Extend out from the waist. You know, each side can be quite different. So just notice that. Good. And as always, you're always working with what the body gives you. So sometimes you'll be way different on each side. And then once again, come across with the arm. Pull back from the toes as you get that lift from the rib cage. Keeping the core lifting. Coming across, that's it. Beautiful length through the spine. Good. And then you can breathe in and come on back up. Here we go, we're gonna tuck that knee under. Lift from the underside of the waist. And you have this hand right underneath the shoulder. You're lifting from the waist and you're pressing this foot down. You've got your rib cage stacked so that you get to really open the chest. Excellent. Then you can bring the arm in line with the ear, the palm is down. That's it, Kate. So you turn the palm down and then extend out. Yep. That's it, towards me, that's right. And then lengthening from the waist. Beautiful. And then you can windmill that arm down and then come across with that leg. So you're going to bring the foot up onto the top of the thigh. Keep the foot flexed as you rotate this knee out. And that'll just give a good opening in here. Yeah, that's great. How's that feel through the hip? Yeah, that's good. That's great. Good. That works. Yeah, you can be there. And then you can cross over. And then you usually need to get out of the way a little bit with that under heel. And then push that leg across. And you kind of have to get the gut or the belly or the boobs out of the way. And if you can, like if there's a voluptuousness, then what you do is just pull in and press against the belly. And then you get this elbow down as low as you can. And then you windmill the hand fingers turned out. And you turn. Lift from your rib cage. Opening the chest. Beautiful. So you feel the base of the spine drop down into the floor. The crown of the head ascends. And the ribs are knitting up. So you really get that length through the spine. And then you breathe in, come on back, gorgeous, and then uncross that leg. And bring the feet right into cobbler. So this is the one I think that will really help, yeah. And you get a real lift forward. So you're going to, you basically have your thumbs come on the inside. And Esther Meyer's yoga teacher, Vanda Scaravelli, she used to, and she was 90, she would have been 89, I think, when this photo was taken. So she has her knees down to the floor, and she has her feet turned up to the ceiling like a book. So they're like this. They're totally turned up. And actually, when you turn your foot up, you rotate your femur. It's brilliant. You do rotate your hip, and that gets your hip down. But she had both. So she had her soles up to the ceiling, piece of cake, and then she had her knees down, so it was kind of like that. except they were really rotated. Yeah. So if your feet go yay when you do that, like if you're so very good through the outside shins and the Achilles, you can maybe do it. It is advantageous because it does give you fantastic ankle mobility. So 2 winters ago we had quite the winter. It was really icy and I wiped out 3 times, like really good wipeouts. I had 0 injury, and I'm really convinced it's from just this area is utilized in standing poses and everything. And so you'll find that the yoga poses allow you to do cross training and different activities, wipe out, do many things, and there's no effect. So like I notice in the summer I'll go swimming, and it's okay, I don't have my swimming lungs, but it's okay. And normally it takes me a while to get into the swim of things, but I go in and I'm swimming and I just don't notice any difference, and it might have been 2 summers ago, so that amazes me. So you're keeping up your resilience in all the joints, and that helps your cardiovascular. So it's not direct cardio, but it does help for you to have stamina. And then just for kicks, let's take the thumbs on the outsides of the big toes. You bend your big toes forward because that hooks them, and then bring the leg up. So we'll do the left leg. And then pull your shoulder back. This is a lovely balance one. And then you lift. Yeah, that's it. I'm told everybody's arms are long enough, but I don't know. I'm not sure about that. And then see if you can, not lean back, but come up. And then possibly other leg. Lifting.
That's not going to happen. It's easier.
It's not so bad because you can keep bent, right? So you can stay down and kind of see in, and you don't have to come up, and there'll be less requirement. Yeah, give it a try. Okay.
I can't
Yeah, go to the other leg. So bring that leg down and then come to the other side. Yeah, and then you get excellent, and then you get that length. That's great. Yeah, that's good. Okay, gorgeous breath. Okay, good. So the drishti is always just beyond the tip of the nose, and so that means you're looking up because you're basically having your spine long. So when you lift your legs, your body wants to come back because it acts like a bow and arrow, and then that pulls you back. And then you can exhale down into cobbler again. Turn your feet out up as much as you can, and then you exhale and you fold forward as you're reaching out from the bottom of the spine. The shoulders are free. Excellent. Okay, good. And then come on back. Come on into straddle from there. So you're going to reach out through the heels, and just take the hands and use your whole palm and knead the legs out. So you're going to pull the toes back, pull back through the baby toe side. That's it. Lift from the rib cage. Good. Okay, how are you guys doing? Yeah, okay. Now, can you sit forward anymore? So could you give yourself a bit of a prop? Imagine that you're splitting. You are. And yeah, that's it. Okay, good. Now when we do this against the wall, we use the floorboards. And down at the water, I do it against the dock, and I use the edge, of course. You want to imagine that you're pulling back from here, because that will get this inner line. So do pull back from the toes, and keep the knees up to the ceiling, so you're not allowed to roll in. Yeah, so that really helps to keep the line in the muscles. And then you exhale and you fold forward as much as you can. And you reach out with the chest, beautiful. Good, the toes are drawing back. That's it. Happy? Yoga face. Keeping the shoulders free. Okay, that's good. That's good. This is very good for the pelvic floor. Very good for the knees. Remembering that women, we have different knees, so the hips are wider, and then that means that there's often a little bit of torque or pressure on the inside of the knees, the ACL, and anterior cruciate ligament. So this area here can have a lot more stabilizing responsibility. So I would stand up and show you my hips, but I have boy hips, so mine are narrow. But normal female hips, or more commonly, will be wide, and then the thigh bones come in, and that's why you've got pressure on the joint. So we want to really work these muscles to support the tendons in here. So just try that again with a sense of really reaching the heels out and pulling up through the core. So that's the half the giggle muscles right in here. So it's up, and you get that space. And then that helps to pull in through the groin. Okay, brilliant. And then you exhale. And again, knees to the ceiling. Pull back through the toes and reach out through the upper body. Excellent. Your breath is steady. Yeah. Okay, that's good. And then you can breathe in, come on back up. And now just bring your legs in front. And then we'll come right down onto the floor. And just let your whole body come back. And take a moment to totally let go here. Arms are resting out to the side. Your shoulders are free. Just notice how it feels good to be supported by the floor. Feel the length of the vertebrae releasing into the floor. Feel the scalp relax. Feel the muscles behind the eyes resting back completely. There's a relaxed jaw, so there's a small space between upper and lower teeth, just about the size of a grain of rice. And then also notice if your mind is captured by any thought whatsoever. And see if you can be right in your breath. And that's the essence of the yoga, is you're right in your breath. And if any mind comes in, any thought, thank the thought and then come right back to your breath. No need to remove it, that'll take mind. Now we'll bend both knees in and just hug the knees into the body. So here we go, just lifting. Draw the legs in. You can draw the knees wide as you pull in and just let the elbows bend to the outside. And then do a little rock side to side. Great. Let your shoulders rest back completely. Okay. Now let your left leg straighten. Lift the upper body to the right knee. And you can tuck your chin and just draw that knee in. And then you can bring the right leg up, holding on to the right leg. And hold on anywhere. So if the leg is really tight, feel free to bend in through the hamstring. Otherwise, you can do your lift. Keep your shoulders sliding down as you reach the heel out. Yeah, perfect. And attempt to relax the quad as much as you can. If you take your right thumb and just press down into the crease, pull the bum bone down because you want to try not to lift your hip off the floor. And this is going to sound really nuts, but if you can keep the quad as soft as you can. So you can keep the hip flexors from grabbing, and then you reach the heel out. Now, the upper body pulls towards the leg as you pull the leg down towards you, and you keep the